Exodus chapter 23. Verse 1. Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, If a man shall vow a vow unto the Lord, or swear an oath to bind his soul with a bond, he shall not break his word, neither shall he alter it, according to any of these things that have proceeded out of his lips, for to take an oath, and to do Elohim. Verse 2. But when a woman voweth a vow unto the Lord, or sweareth an oath to bind her soul with bond, and her husband holdeth his peace by her in the day that he heareth it, then all her vows shall stand, and her bonds wherewith she bound her soul shall stand. Verse 3. But if her husband forbiddeth her on the day that he heareth it, then her vow shall be not, or her bond wherewith she bound her soul shall not take effect. Verse 4. Yet if after that he hath heard it, if he hold his peace at her, then he confirmeth all her vows, and all her bonds wherewith she bound her soul, and liveth with her. Verse 5. And if a woman vow unto the Lord, and bind herself by a bond, being in her husband's house, and her husband saith not unto her at the time that he hear it, then all her vows shall stand, and her bonds wherewith she bound her soul shall stand. Historical context. In ancient Israel, women often had limited control over their own property and marital obligations, but they could make vows to God as a means of expressing devotion or seeking protection. Verse 6. But if her husband forbiddeth her on the day that he heareth it, then he mocketh null all her vows, and all her bonds wherewith she bound her soul, and whatsoever goeth forth from her lips concerning an oath, or concerning a bond, shall be not, but she shall acknowledge no more. Verse 7. But if she vowed in her heart, and her tongue was silent, then all her vows shall stand, and her bonds wherewith she bound her soul shall stand. Verse 8. And he that hath sinned against the Lord among you, and done evil, in transgressing his covenant, or hath forgotten to do the commandment of the Lord, or hath died, without knowledge, or hath committed any one of these things which are forbidden unto the children of Israel, then shall they bring their sin, which they have sinned, unto the Lord, for a trespass offering. Verse 9. And all that pertaineth unto it, namely, the whole bullock, he shall carry out of the city unto a clean place without the camp, where the fat is to be burned upon the altar as an offering made by fire unto the Lord. Verse 10. And he that brought the sacrifice unto the priest, shall have the bullock before the tabernacle of the congregation. Historical context. The Hebrews believed that certain sacrifices could atone for unintentional sins committed against God, but not necessarily those done intentionally or with malice. Verse 11. And the priest shall burn the fat upon the altar as an offering made by fire unto the Lord, and the priest shall take the bullock's skin, and all that is thereon, and put them in the hands of him that burned it. Verse 12. And he shall bring out the bullock to a clean place without the camp, and burn that which is for the sin both fat and blood, upon the altar, as an offering made by fire unto the Lord. Verse 13. And if the whole congregation of Israel offend unawares, and do any thing against all the commandments of the Lord, which are not to be forgotten, and they commit them before the Lord, that they may prosper. Verse 14. Then it shall be, if the whole congregation of Israel sin through ignorance, and the thing be hid from before the eyes of the assembly, and they have done somewhat against all the commandments of the Lord that should not be done, and are guilty. Historical context. In ancient Hebrew culture, guilt was often perceived as a direct consequence of one's actions rather than an internal emotional state. Verse 15. When the sin which is committed is known, then the congregation shall offer a young bullock for the sin. Verse 16. And he shall bring his trespass offering unto the Lord, unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. Verse 17. And the priest shall take of the bullock's blood with his finger, and sprinkle it towards the westward, before the tabernacle of the congregation, and he shall kill the bullock before the tabernacle of the congregation. Verse 18. And he shall put on the ashes to cleanse himself of uncleanness, but the rest shall be poured out at the edge of the altar for cleansing. Verse 19. And he that sinneth, and doth not confess his sin, shall be guilty when he beareth a trespass offering unto the Lord. Verse 20. And it shall be forgiven him according to the oblation of the trespass which he hath offered unto the Lord. Exodus chapter 24. Verse 1. And when Moses had spoken every precept unto all the people, saying, Obey these words, for by the mouth of the Lord have I commanded you, all the people said, All that the Lord hath spoken we will do. Verse 2. And Moses put the words of the people, and their vows, before the Lord. Verse 3. And he spake all in the ears of the people, and said unto them, Hear, O Israel, the statutes and judgments which I speak in your ears, that ye may do them in the land which ye shall inherit. Verse 4. The Lord talked with you face to face in the mount, out of the midst of the fire. Verse 5. Yea, and sawest the shadow of the Lord set between the two cherubims upon the ark, and when he spake unto thee from above the coverts, unto thee I have spoken. Historical context. Moses, Aaron, and the people were now at Mount Sinai, after they had been freed from Egyptian bondage through a series of miraculous events. Verse 6. And thou hast said unto me, Lo, this do I purpose, when I come into the land, that is not before time, all the commandments which the Lord your God hath commanded you shall ye observe to do, thou shalt neither add thereto nor diminish from it. Verse 7. Then he wrote on the tables the words of the covenant, the 10 commandments. Verse 8. And Moses brought their wives near unto them, and their children they gave into their hand, and bestowed upon them the daughters of their brethren. Verse 9. And Moses did according to the word of the Lord, he said, Of a son shall not rise up to put any to death, for that was a good sign. Verse 10. Then took he the book of the covenant, and read in the audience of the people, and they said, All that the Lord hath spoken we will do, and be obedient. Historical context. This chapter marks a significant moment in Israel's journey as Moses reaffirms their commitment to follow God's laws and enters into a new covenant with them. Verse 11. And Moses took half of the blood, and put it in basins, and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar. Verse 12. And the people said unto Moses, Behold, we will go whithersoever thou commandest us, but as for this saying, they have not hearkened to thy voice yet. Verse 13. And Moses answered and said unto the people, Fear not, for God is come to prove you, and that his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not. Verse 14. And thou sayest in thine heart, These nations are more than I, how can I dispossess them? Verse 15. But Moses said unto the people, Fear not, for God is come to prove you, and that his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not. Historical context. This chapter emphasizes the importance of trusting in God's power and sovereignty as Israel prepares to enter the Promised Land. Verse 16. And when Moses had done speaking these words unto all the congregation, he added no more, but he bound Sihon king of the Amorites with fetters to depart in a garland of them. Verse 17. And Joshua son of Nun was filled with the spirit of wisdom, for Moses laid his hands upon him, and the Spirit rested on him, so that all the people were submissive unto him. Verse 18. And he said unto them, Arise, take your journey